It looks like liquid amber, but is in fact very drinkable. This is 200-year-old champagne, relatively well preserved thanks to the low level of corrosive salt in the Baltic Sea. The promotional value for this otherwise overlooked region is irreplaceable.
Great.
The antique bubbly was discovered in a shipwreck near the Åland Islands, an archipelago off the coast of southwest Finland. For many people, this story was the first time they'd heard of them. Not Christian Ekström. He was one of the lucky finders. Back in July, he went diving with some friends, confident about finding a shipwreck, but nothing more. It was Christian's fourth wreck dive, an activity that has become a passion.
You get so close to history. Shipwrecks have their very own stories to tell.
And the diving enthusiasts indeed made a quite extraordinary discovery on that summer's day. 45 meters below the surface, they came across an old schooner in remarkably good condition. They found a brick oven and some china, as well as champagne. Champagne galore, in fact. When the ship was eventually raised, the haul came to some 168 bottles. Christian Ekström and his fellow finders asked for permission to recover a bottle for themselves. At the subsequent press conference for the world's media, Christian recalled a very special wine tasting session.
So I drank it straight through the bottle. And
as you do.
And I recognized that this is not an ordinary bottle.
2 of the precious bottles were carefully brought in, with gloves, of course.
What we have here now?
The day before, it had been discovered that the collection included not only bottles of Juglar, which now belongs to Jacquesson, but also Veuve Clicquot. Veteran champagne taster Richard Julin, who comes from Sweden, not France, demonstrated his expertise.
Christmas herbs, a tremendous amount of honey, orange. Wonderful.
Some of the visiting journalists were also allowed to partake, and there was no shortage of takers. A lot of them work for gourmet magazines, after all.
Very sweet. Tastes a bit like raisins.
Our reporter also got a glass, but as a self-confessed laywoman, she was hardly bowled over by the stuff.
It's relatively sweet and it tastes better than it smells. It's hard to believe that it's still drinkable after lying on the seabed for all those years.
Jean-Hervé Chiquet agrees. The champagne producer works for the company that took over Juglar, but he's not at all surprised that the salvaged champagne is so sweet.
They added a lot of sugar back then. That was the prevailing taste, especially in Northern Europe.
Diver Christian Ekström didn't get any official reward for helping put the Åland Islands on the map, but he's still happy anyway.
Oh, we can be grateful. At least we drank half a bottle.
A lot of the rest is now due to be sold at a high-profile auction. The event is sure to generate further exposure for the Åland Islands. The locals are now hoping that the haul of champagne draws more than just day trippers to their home.